Okay, here's a quick look at CCAP. So what I had to do is I had to set this up, and I kind of have to do it every year because I switch these units around. But here's grade 4 reading. Yeah, you can read all that. Mine is much more complicated than most teachers because I have 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. Math breaks it down quite a bit, and all math does is it takes math expressions, which is our math series, and it just lays them out through the year. Sometimes it does a great job of keeping them in order, and then other times they aren't necessarily in order. But you can see some of the way 5th and 6th grade, I guess we're looking at, the way 5th and 6th grade goes together. Sometimes it works out perfectly, and sometimes it doesn't. In terms of the reading and language arts, so let's look at 4th grade reading writing really quick. So right now we're transitioning from nonfiction to revisiting the main idea. If I click in nonfiction, all these are hot links. It gives you an idea of how many days. If we add up all those days, it's more than there are days in the school year. So it gets to be a little too much. Sometimes they just give you this broad topic to go for a long time. If I select one, usually the layout looks just like this. It's got the general unit look. These are rationale, that kind of thing. Those are hot links too. Here's the stage 1. So it usually starts off with descriptors and that kind of thing, objectives, standards. It gets very, very thick. So what I try to do is I try to figure out which questions I'm going to use, and I look for questions that are repeated over and over again, and those are the ones that I try to spend a lot of time on. In stage 2, this one, I have no idea what's going on here. Like in math, this one has a lot more performance tasks, that kind of thing. Language arts, they didn't bother putting anything in it. Stage 3, these are the resources that are suggested. Some of them are ones that you have to buy, and some of them are district created. Each one of these, when we click on them, you get a Google link, and then once you get into Google, then you get some kind of PDF which you can use. I find that this is much more valuable within social studies and science than it is within reading and language arts. Like if we're in Colorado, for instance, this is the overall unit. It's got some different things in there that you can click on. When you get to stage 1, this is where you spend most of your time. But again, it's pretty long. It's very, very difficult to work your way through here. In stage 2, they don't really have much in here. They have some suggested other evidence. I haven't even clicked on any of those. I'm not quite sure what that is. I spend a lot of time within here, but notice they have the resource bundles. So in the resource bundles, if you were to pick regions of Colorado, social studies spends a lot more time on this. You get Google Docs. A lot of times there are hot links to websites where you can get information. Sometimes there's lessons that are already put together, and then these can be longer with lots of different things. So it's basically, CCAP is basically kind of like educational quicksand in that you start to get into it, and unless you really know what you're looking for, you can be digging and digging and digging and digging and digging and digging and digging. Hopefully that helps with what we look at when we look at our CCAP. I sent you the PDF, and it's got all this, but it kind of squished it together, and I think it cut off the end. But basically, that'll give you an idea of the general units that are coming up. Cool.